Today, we're talking about what you guys in the community are thinking about the new summer. Hold that. The new Frontier Pursuits update. Howdy Cowpoke, AustinBMX here. In today's video, we're going over our question we had on our community page of what you guys like about the Frontier Pursuits and maybe what you want to see changed. We're going to start doing a video like this every Friday. If you guys like that idea, make sure to smash that like button, and make sure after this video you look and see what our question is for next week. Jump over to our community page and get your answers in there, and maybe you'll be featured in next week's video. We threw out a question over on our community page because we're starting to grow pretty good and getting lots of new friends and viewers that are playing with us, interacting with the page. Throughout the question, what is your favorite role in the new Frontier Pursuits update, and what do you see or what do you want to see changed? Of course, we got tons of responses. We're going to go over those here today. For me, I love to see that Crips is working at your camp all the time. Now we have a continuous business that, as long as we keep him stocked up, you know, which is super awesome to do in a posse, that you constantly have a cash flow coming in, as well as how fun the collector has been for all of us to run around the map and just have the thrill of the hunt. You can see we're doing back here, rolling around in a carriage, just going from place to place, looking for some goodies. It's been a lot of fun. What we want to see changed or added or kind of adjusted in the game with the recent update that hit. The first thing, of course, is to do with the hunting wagon. I really would like to see them make it so posse members can access that, just like they can put stuff on your horse. It'd make it a lot easier if we're out hunting with the posse to get Crips loaded up. Also, it would be super awesome. We play the posse quite a lot, usually all the time, and our camps are starting to look super cool with all the new themed tents, big tents. It'd be really rad. I'm starting to throw out some really weird words here. If the posse dogs would come to camp too, I would just love to have a full posse of 7, and there's 7 dogs roaming around camp all at one time. Rockstar, make it happen. We'd also like to see some kind of upgrade possibly that make Crips work a little faster. Maybe even not like a second Crips, but maybe we can hire a helping hand to get those materials made a lot. So we keep the materials and the supplies stocked up pretty well, and it still takes 3 to 4 hours, you know, for you to get a whole 100 goods. We never do a delivery less than 100 because the XP boost and the money boost at that point is quite great. It'd be really cool if we could rank up a little higher and maybe unlock that. Maybe that's coming in the future. So our first response we're going to look at here, and it's got the most likes on it, is from Robert Turnbull. Robert, thanks for the comment. And it's more of like a question. He's asking, has anyone seen this strange bum looking guy show up in your camp and actually talk to him? He goes on to say that he's shown up a couple times. He's given him some plump bird meat, gave him some, and he ran off and said, yum, yum, yum. Anybody else experiencing this? Well, actually we have. The first day we were playing the update, of course, I played for like 11 hours that day. This guy did show up. We gave him some stuff, and he ran off. Maybe a week later, we were playing again. Unfortunately, the posse was with us. I all of a sudden noticed him in camp. I started talking to him. The posse came flying in, kind of scared him. I wasn't able to interact with him, and he ran off. Hopefully he comes back. Let me know, guys, if you've had this guy show up more than a couple times. We've seen him twice. I'd like to know if he keeps coming back and maybe possibly even starts to work for you, learning back to our older question that we had or suggestion. That'd be pretty cool. Let me know if you guys have seen any of this. Thanks, Robert, for the comment. Next, we have a great comment from Chicken Plays. States, I really like the collector, but they need to fix the bounty hunter glitch where you get a black screen and no XP from clean a mission. This was a major issue with the first week of the Frontier Pursuits, and we ran into it quite a lot, and it kind of pushed us away from the bounty hunter. Although we weren't playing it too much because it was just too much like the stranger missions that we've been doing. They are a lot of fun though, and that issue was happening quite a lot when we were in a posse. Of course, the posse was getting XP, but we weren't, so I didn't rank up very much and just didn't feel I wanted to grind that out and barely rank up at all in those. And this comment has actually been talked about quite a lot in the comments. Quite a lot of people have said this, including Danny from LA. Says, my favorite would be the bounty hunter if they actually gave me bounty hunter XP. And recently, I think they actually did fix that. They had an update, you know, on Tuesday. Some people said they were having an issue. There was a workaround for some time, not holding the controller and just staying in place when you select that bounty, and that seemed to work for us a couple times. But yesterday on stream, or not yesterday, now when this video drops, 2 days ago on stream, we actually did 3 or 4 bounties while we were waiting for Crips to get us loaded up, and it all worked perfectly. So hopefully that issue is fixed and no more problems with that. Let me know, guys, if you're having that issue still. And one of the things I said I wanted to see change was some more with the dog, and of course some of our community members like to see that too. Spanky29 says he's an owner of a hunting lab and desperately want them to let your dog come with you on hunts and retrieve birds out of the water. I think that would be super awesome. I do too, Spanky. That would be pretty cool. That's probably maybe something they're working on. That's quite a lot of code probably to write for that mechanic to have a dog roam around with you. They didn't let us have horses roam around with your hunting wagon, so to have that secondary animal follow you might be a lot of code they need to write. Maybe in the future, it definitely would be super awesome. Adding on to that, Gray Gamer also says he enjoys the update very much. He would like to be able to have dogs come with you on deliveries and supply runs. That may be something a little easier. Maybe if you're doing a delivery or supply run, you could just option to have your dog and maybe he sits next to you. That might be a little easier for Rockstar to code in, and he just sits in that passenger seat, and of course no other posse member in your posse could sit there. But that'd be super cool to have that dog sitting out in the wagon with you on your long deliveries. Gray Gamer also goes on to say he'd like to see some trick shooting or target shooting posse challenges. This is a great suggestion. If you guys aren't aware, when you're in a posse, you can go into posse versus, I think, and there's quite a lot of stuff. A lot of it's infighting. You can just fight each other and see who gets the most kills. But there's a lot of cool challenges too. Herb picking challenge, bird hunting challenge, biggest fish catching challenge. Those are quite a lot of fun, and that's a great suggestion. I think some kind of target shooting challenge would be pretty cool. We actually do this quite a lot in our posse when we're roaming around in a wagon all together. Sometimes we end up at the tree in the Heartlands. I forget what it's called. It's got all the bottles hanging from it. There's bottles everywhere, and we just go 6-shooter crazy and just shoot them all free aim. It makes a lot of noise, a lot of fun, definitely hectic. It'd be really cool to have some sort of structured target shooting free aim contest within your posse to see who is the best shot. Great comment, Gray Gamer. Alpha Narc Gaming also suggests the dog hunting animals and birds, but he also went on to go that the collector by far is his favorite. He says he started off with the trader because before the update, that's literally how he made his money. Got 12,000. Congratulations, man. Now the update, the collector just got 2 days ago, and he's already ranked 16 on it in 2 days, buying maps and using a metal detector on everything they do to go there. So that's definitely what we've been doing too. If you've seen our videos on the channel, using that metal detector, the collector is super awesome. Gets you tons of money if you're roaming around with these maps and using the metal detector on the way. There's so much loot that rotates out through the game. Going on with that, we have Michaela BMX says she loves the collector. We have Big E Gaming says, same here, the collector's my favorite. Gave up on bounty hunt because the wouldn't get XP. Hopefully that's fixed for you now. Ghost Easy says collector is the best. Dark Titan 27, collector and the trader. Hope they add a permanent camp. So it looks like a lot of people are loving the collector role, and if you guys haven't yet, check out our videos again on the channel with some great tips on how to make all kinds of money with the collector role. It's definitely a lot of fun. Looks like in our community, that's the best one so far. Looking at Dark Titans, a comment a little more, he says he hopes they add a permanent camp, and along with Shantara, she says she loves all the roles, but she hates that Old Crips packs up the camp while she's just 100 meters from reaching the camp. That happens too often. There is quite a lot of glitches in the game right now. We're having definitely a lot of issues with camp, getting them to spawn, especially when we have a large posse. And then I've only had it one time where the camp actually disappeared from where it was, but hopefully they get that stuff fixed. I know Rockstar's working on it hard. They want this game to be fantastic, and I know they're in the offices working on that stuff. Sometimes those issues or glitches are kind of hard to find where in the code is causing this, and they need to try to recreate it to figure out what's wrong. So hopefully they're working hard on that. As far as the permanent posse or permanent camp goes, Dark Titan, not exactly sure what you mean. If it means that you can pick a certain spot and your camp is always in that location every time you log in, that would be super awesome. I don't know how well that would work in the current meta of the game, just because of how many players play on a server. If everybody picked that certain area, that means the game would have to work twice as hard or triple time to be able to find a server to put you into. Matchmaking and loading into a game might take a lot longer, but it may be something they add in the future. The Pendulum said, hunting wagon means I really can't do anything else like collecting or bounty. That is true. and maybe they'll change that in the future, but when you have the hunting wagon out, you really can't do anything else. It's really hard to get around in. You can't have your metal detector out, and definitely can't do any bounties. Although, I'm not quite sure, can you go up to a bounty board and do that? It might load you in and throw you into your horse. Not quite sure. Hopefully they get a little bit of changes to that wagon, and maybe even allow you just to have your horse around with you at the same time. That would be a great upgrade. Thanks for the comment, the pendulum. All right, Cowpoke, so it looks like everybody's enjoying the Frontier Pursuits that came out just a couple weeks ago. Make sure you guys are jumping over to the community page, checking out next week's question, where we're going to ask, do you like the Outlaw Pass and Club Rewards, and would you like to see them continue that on a 10-week rotational period? Remember, if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new around here, consider subscribing to the channel for more Red Dead Online content, including tips and tricks, news updates, gameplay, and just good old-fashioned fun. Hope to see you on the prairie sometime, but until then, see you later.